Okay, what's like the oldest artwork I have that I still haven't completed yet? I mean, aside from the ones I don't have any intentions to complete for various reasons. Um, There's like this one. Still haven't, still haven't finished it. Then haven't finished it. That's now over. Change category again. I'm not really using those slots much, am I? No, I could black color now. Oh. Okay, wait. Do I have... I think I got there. The ref. That's only JPEG. Which isn't really good for picking colors from. But oh, and as they said, it is what it is. I like the shirt color on it. Yeah, sometimes it's not easy getting all the colors in there. Wait. Only these I need to merge. Okay, let's see now. This is not too compressed. Tablet doesn't work unless I unplug the controller and plug in the tablet. Can you imagine that? I would have to use this if I didn't use one with the phone. I have to use get the internet. But in the future, I might change. And it's that's going to be nice. I feel like what's this? Is that going to be nice? Not having to deal with using mobile internet. Whoops. Dude, I should move this aside so I can actually see the chat. Hello, creeper boy. I don't know why I said it like that. See, I'm an artist too, not just a truck driver. Okay, I need to. This will let me show the full body. There we go. That's the full body. Okay, where's the skin? Maybe the one that says it's called skin. Okay, I need to use the mouse for this currently. The one called skin might be the skin. There's a wild game. You have one grape. Nice. It looks nice. How are you? I'm tired. I'm tired. How do I do glasses? Let's start with that. And I will see where I go from there. I'm okay, I guess. Yeah. We're okay. In one way or another. It says that this is the tail. I guess it is the tail. But then there's like extra color stuff. But then there's also the same color on the brush notch. The art gives me the feeling the person is an actual little mermaid. Oh. Well. You might be onto something that isn't... The person might not be exactly a mermaid. Ooh. Like, it doesn't give me the color for the eyeglasses. There's a few stuff missing. What color should these seashells be? What color is that? I mean, it looks like an axolotl if you've seen one. Have I seen one then? Maybe that's the issue. Maybe we figured out what the issue is. Pompon hasn't seen any axolotls. Maybe that doesn't work. Thank you for the head pads. Seems like I gotta pick. This. Okay, I need a better color of this seashells. They kinda melt into the body a bit too much there. And why did I draw the image with such a white line? Didn't really fit in. Whoa. I don't draw much boobs either. Doesn't really kind of fit in, but don't look carefully. You don't see it. Okay. I have seen an axolotl in real life mudkip. Oh, I have a fancy. I guess I have to go and see some. I could do this. Or I'd make it white because, like, normally she wears a white shirt, so I could make it white to reflect the white shirt. I could also, to make it a bit more interesting, do it like You're forgetting I can't use mouse. I can't pick with my pen. And it's putting a lot of restrictions on me. I wanna pick anything I would like. Like my nose. Anyway. That looks more something. And then for a hair, apparently in the hair, it has something that is delicious. Umber. That's my second thing. That's it. The hair has umber. Ember? No. Umbrian. Like that, but yeah, I selected the hair, created a folder, but I never created the mask because I'm silly. Like that. But the hair also got streaks in it, and this is going to be a tricky part, doing all the streaks. Actually, now I think about it. VIPs 8.9, lot of points. 439, that is a lot of points. The whole face is a bit wobbly, but I mean, I'm trying. Punch, stop complaining. I can't stop complaining. Everything is so wobbly. And I don't like it. streaks in the hair. There's in the streak. Streaking in the hair. Oh my. Pon streaking. Well, doesn't that happen quite often? Both are different, as for example, one lives in fresh waters, like lake and rivers, while the other lives in muddy areas, in swamps. The difference between axolotls and mudkip. I guess so. I've never seen a mudkip in real life. Not said seriously. Wait, how am I thinking this? Okay. Should be... Maybe I can't stop thinking about someone. Maybe that person might not be able to stop thinking about a girl. Anyway. You also can't catch an axolotl and fight a gym with it. The gym manager wouldn't like it. Wait, what? I mean, gym is short for gymnasium. And gymnasium is the type of school that you find. It's more like the more specialized school. So you go the basic part of school. And then after finishing basic school, which I don't know how many years, I mean it's like 6 years now, 9 years in Sweden, unless you can't count preschool, which some schools do include, even though it's still preschool. Then you go to the gymnasium, and then because that's the actual place you go to do a test, like in Pokemon. I'm still going to claim like Pokemon's gyms are just short for gymnasium, and I know gym is short for gymnasium. Actually short for it. And then well, which type of gymnasium that acts as a school? I actually don't know how, because gymnasium is from Greek, I think, which actually means a place of physical endurance or something. I really don't know how that ended up being the term for school. It's weird. There's probably other terms used for school that actually doesn't make sense, and I just don't know them. Like there's also the Lyceum. Thank you for the follow. Emily, the little Lily princess. Hello, princess. I'm also a princess. I don't have that in my name though, but I was selected princess. I don't know if Lyceum, what that stands for, like what the actual meaning behind the word is, aside from it being a school. So yeah. Also, an external feature is the tentacles are roof. Their soul's head is weight they breathe, and also the mud skippers. Oh, we're talking about mud skippers. We're talking about mud kip here. Wait, what? Oh, it's mud skipper or something. Or you're also talking about mud kip, and I was just not correct. May already be in the final stage, while axolotls are in the last stage before going on land. They live in the waters in the wild and kept in aquariums. I assume you meant the wild ones lives in water, and the ones in captivity lives in water. But thank you for the description. I appreciate that. I made an entire PowerPoint for school's final project. A PowerPoint. That's all you know when you know it's serious. Higher education. I hope the PowerPoint went well. It was probably a long time ago, but still, it's still a wish. I still wish it went well. Doesn't matter how long ago it was. I did a presentation at school and it went terribly, so, you know. So I wish it didn't go terribly for you. And also, hello Emily. I am Evelyn. And it's kind of similar, Evelyn and Emily. Hi. Oh, trans pride. I also got a trans flag emote. I made it myself. As in, Pon holding the flag. I said a Mudkip as in the Pokemon, which is based on the axolotl. Oh, I see. I misread it. Okay, I see. Not sure. I don't know. I read it like that, but I said. I like. Well, I said. Anyway, I'm just being silly. I hope you don't mind. Still needs to read the difference between a mud skipper and an axolotl. So mud skipper is a thing. I see. I'm not familiar with a lot of animals, despite, being someone who draws a bunch of animals. But I guess I don't draw a lot of that kind of family of animals. They are different families, Pon. I have nothing to do with each other. I don't know. Something like that. When it comes to the rest of the hair, it should have like streaks, kinda everywhere. It might not matter too much where I put the streaks, as long as there are streaks. I am a mermaid now, whoa! It's Mermaid Pon drawing a mermaid. As I said, I wanted this mermaid. This mermaid is a lay. She's kind of smirking. It's okay, you can smirk. It's okay to smirk. Yeah, also axolotls live solely in the water and only transform in case there is not safe to live in, while mudskippers live more like other amphibians. Because I do have like a furry type of universe. I have more than one. Because but when I make a furry type universe, what I do is that only mammals are anthropomorphic. That means that all the non-mammals can remain good. Why is that dot not filled? For all this stuff, why is that dot not filled? Hydrate, posture check. Oh no, I have to do everything. both two things. Okay, I'm sitting up better now. Hmm. Water. Oh, you want to touch me? That's what the song is about. I want to touch you. Do you want to touch me too? Technically, you can't touch me. There's a redeem for that. There we go. Touching my tummy. I think that's the most. What's going on with this thing? Deliberate touching you can do on stream. Thank you so much. And also for the headpad. Do I appreciate you all. So many streaks of hairs. I do want it to be accurate, but I know that even if I don't make it accurate, they will still be happy. Lay and Froggy. Which obviously they wouldn't criticize fan art. But I don't do that either. I mean, like, some people don't like do stuff, draw Pongpan in a ways that would technically be wrong. But I'm not going to complain. Like, it's only if you want to ask for feedback, like have I drawn Pongpan correctly, then I can state everything that is wrong. Did he like write a 5,000 word just explanation of why it's wrong? No. That would be silly. How does it take? Okay, wait, let's hide. Well, I guess it's kind of rude in the song. Needs to be a Oh, accidentally increased the volume for myself. I need to be a mermaid to draw a mermaid. According to the rules, I'm not entirely sure even exists, but unless I don't think that's a rule. Be the thing you want to draw. No. That sounds like a very restrictive, silly rule. We don't need. It is something some people try to do. Sadly. We don't need it here. Here we celebrate being able to draw what you feel like drawing. I mean, as long as it's respectful, obviously. Obviously. Be right back, okay. Not going as planned here. Let's redraw. I was trying to get like there we go. There we go. Oh, yeah. I said it because had a person once tell me that I can't do feature certain things because, well, it's not part of my culture. Therefore, I'm not allowed to draw it or make art, any kind of art. More specifically drawing, but any art featuring said culture. But that person, who also wasn't part of the same culture, was apparently like they kind of acted like they owned like they were part of the culture when they weren't. Like they were from a culture from the other side of the planet. Like, not even like I'm probably more related to that culture than that person is. So that was awkward. But I do have I have an assumption why the person felt like they had like a connection to the culture. But I don't know how to say it in a good way. But don't say it. Okay. No. I think it was because the person was black, and therefore felt like they had the right to every darker skinned culture. But I said like this culture that I wasn't even doing anything with the culture in the first place. Um, but it's close to where I live. That person lives on the other side of the planet. So yeah. So I still haven't done any artistic with the culture. Anyways, it doesn't like. Some people can be silly. Although I do feel like that might be more than just being silly. But anyway, moving on to something different. I hope the color I send is good. Well, is it? I mean, if you set the color, it should work when you use the head pack. Whenever you use it, it should show up for you. Well, yeah. Okay. When that is baby. Yeah, that doesn't work. That's a bit outside the valid range. But I do want to make a game featuring characters, and the characters should reflect different cultures. So what I want to do is kind of like try to depict something that's not in any way stereotypical. I wanted to depict it in a different way. Try to look for aspects that might not be portrayed as much, if possible, if I can do that. But I should also try to find people from cultures and like show them how the design looks and get feedback on what they think should be adjusted. Have some variety. That's an idea I have at least. It would probably be better if I made the streaks separate layers, but oh well. I guess I made it a bit harder myself. Yeah, that works. Oh, you can try head pads and see if it changes. Because it will change the color of your hand. Okay, here's, as I said many times before. Oh no, I'm a dust bunny. I'm a sand bunny. But I can say it again because I do like the idea. I wanted to turn. It's part of turning Pon into 3D, which is the thing I said many times. But as part of turning Pon into 3D, is that I'm going to have a 3D hand petting Pon. This 3D hand always needs a design. And why settle for one design? So what I'm going to do, I have multiple designs. And the design is picked to be based on who does the head paint. If this is even possible in the restrictive software that I will use, but it is, well, we'll have to see. Obviously, every software is restrictive. At least we're taking feedback. Still haven't used it, but when I use it, okay, I need to hold back. Don't go crazy, pumpkin. Anyway, there we go. I think this is good enough. Maybe I should do like more gradients. Maybe I should do a lot of gradients in this drawing. Just to... Well, just to do. Like, okay, so for example, this thing should be. Where should the shine come from? From the top, I think. This it, this one is sparkly, so I need larger sparkles. And lots more of them. Not like that, but I want more like that, yeah. But a brush larger and particle size larger. Whoa, that was very large. And that's not nice. So is this. Cold Snow Killer. But you turn me into a witch. But then you do this. At Ponfon, you tried to do a magic trick and it backfired. This is nice. What happened to be nice to Ponfon? I thought we were on a strike of being nice to Ponfon. But I guess so much for being on a nice strike. Oh. It's hard to being a cute bunny when everyone wants to strip you. Some people say, but it's because you're cute. Yeah, it's because I'm cute. I gotta uncute myself. Don't know how. Oh, this one kinda doesn't fit in, but maybe if I make it very... Yeah, that's not really working. It's not looking good. Green with wash dots today. Yeah, but you're not supposed to know that. What happens with keeping Ponpon's secrets a secret? Isn't that a thing we can do, please? 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 Somebody said can't require hidden. There we go. Can't rasterize hidden layers for not the biggest issue. Just unhide them. It's not like he's working. Back to normal. But then there's like the fin. Don't exactly know how to do this, but I guess I'll draw. It should be like. And then try to manage them to get every more. There, and then it should be like the smaller ones on the inside. Colors that. Getting way warm here. Let me. Okay. Why is the last message still about my panties? Anyway. Something. Like that. I just have to figure it. The tail is kind of detailed. There we go. Quote, I guess you have to watch me say Andes then. Catch me say Andes. I don't think it's so exciting watching me say Andes. Andes, Andes, Andes. Fun is wearing Andes at the moment. They are apparently green with white dots, according to a comment. But you don't trust that. Why would you do that? That's not what I'm wearing. I'm wearing undies in real life. What? And it's pink in part. Because of course Pon rather Evelyn is wearing pink panties. Of course. No surprise there. That was obvious. Hi Pont, I'm talking about my underwear. Great timing and it never shows up. You didn't hear anything about what I was talking about, so anyway. Just not how me. I am doing well. I still haven't like got into the workplace yet, but they are very interested in getting me as an internship. But technically, but they want to hire me after the internship. Well, might want to hire me. That we'll have to see. But hopefully it actually turns out like that. That would be very lovely. And then I actually have like a greater income than what I get from streaming. And then I also know, like, after I get the contract and everything, I will be able to know when I can stream my stuff. Unless, of course, as I've said before, unless it's just a case of this company being like some other companies saying that anything creative you make outside of the work is still the property of the workplace. Well, then I can't do it. Then I can't. Like, that would prevent me from streaming. Because every stream I make would be of their property. So, and there are some companies that are like that. It's also funny because as part of the school thingy, they also said like you actually can't deny taking the internship, but I would have to deny the contract and therefore deny the internship simply for copyright reasons. But hopefully that's not the but considering some companies do put that in there, and it's not like too uncommon in certain fields. I'm just hoping it isn't in there. So yeah. We're talking about my oh no, it was saved as a quote. Oh, I need to be careful with what I say. Nice catch. People don't save quotes often, so I'm glad when it's done. Even though it is about my underwear. No quotes about not saving the quote when I talked about how I'm wearing pink panties. Actually, we don't need that as a quote. Right. You have the right to remain silent. Everything you say can and will be quoted and taken out of context. Yeah. That is true. That's why I don't say certain things. Even though there are certain things that I like. Makes me awkward. When I'm watching a streamer and like, "Oh, why would you say it that way? I like that." Makes me a bit uncomfortable. Especially when it's a streamer you like watching and I like. Saying something like that and they're like, oh, well, okay. Gloric stopped. Okay. Stopped your leg. Back. Hello, Reaper. You showed up and never left. What a coincidence. Who knows? Maybe you are the same person. Never seen you two in the chat at the same time. It's, well, never. Literally left after you arrived. So technically you weren't in the chat at the same time. Oh, Eds. Well, I guess that gives me an opportunity to get some water. How about that? Saying not going for the water. There's a tail that is detailed. Okay, I actually didn't realize that detail actually contains tail in it. Anyway, let me switch. I'll be right back.
I'm a sound that doesn't exist in the game then. Ow! I had for that.
This is so much easier than the other, the jump. What was it called again?
Oh my. Why do I say this stuff?
What voice changes are you? I'm not. What? I'm not using a voice changer. Is it sounding that weird? Let me check. Okay. How does this sound? Okay. How does this sound? It sounds perfectly normal to me. I'm not using a voice changer. I'm sorry, I take it back. You seem so very sweet. No, it's no worries.
Easy peasy treat-up. Yeah, it's an easy level. Nothing hard with this level. I haven't died yet. That shows how easy it is. I mean, these ones aren't making it easier though. Oh. Can you please let me land first? Can you please? Okay. I think I just died.
Hydrate, I see.
Okay, we got the edge now. What are you going to do?
I will hydrate. I'm going to refund the good boy girl something thingy. Because I didn't see it being redeemed. I still don't have an alert for it. And it was a bunch of emotes. I don't even know how to interpret that anyway, so. Not in any way disrespecting person's choice of pronouns. I just don't know how to interpret it. But as my first day at the interview, there was some kind of awkward moments there, to be honest. I don't know. Well, I didn't tell about that I'm streaming. I didn't tell what stream I'm streaming or where I'm streaming, so they won't know that I'm talking about them. But some tiny red flags that That all isolated would be like fine, I guess. But when I add all these tiny flags together, it becomes a slightly larger red flag. Still not an issue because I'm still going to try to work there and see how things actually work out. But it's still like a thing that made me feel stuff. So, and I'm also thinking like, am I overreacting? Because of course I could just be overthinking it. So, like, I think for they said that they have phrase something like "don't give a fuck" policy, which like in isolation and stuff, that's fair. Like, in the sense of don't care like who you are, what you are, like private wise. We only care about this thing you can provide for the company, and that's in isolation is perfectly fine. But at the same time, it's like most of the time, I don't feel like that's a thing that literally is pointed out, because like the only reason I feel like that has to be pointed out is because there's some kind of issue somewhere. But I don't know. Persons from different countries, yeah. It might be different. It's also like how the person told about the policy and these details after the other people left, when I was the only one left there. Considering it's kind of not hard to tell it to my trans woman. Actually, it's kind of hard for some people to tell that because I shouldn't refer to me the wrong way. Thank you. Todd, this is not appropriate. See, I do give a lot of attention to this action that just happened. What would you do this to the cute bunny? Very appropriate, definitely not. This is not a work outfit. I shouldn't be streaming in this outfit. There you go. Mermaid much better outfit because it's fitting. But the person did say that they have like a lot of gay people in the company. So, and that's the next point. I like, you don't give a fuck about what if people are gay, but somehow there's a lot of gay people working here. Those two things don't go together, I think. Am I wrong? like, that people must like be open about it, but at the same time, the person explained about policies like doesn't matter what kind of sexuality or anything you have, like that's your thing. So it's like because it also gives off a like keep that to yourself, which is also like and then the person actually said that because they are working with people around the world, such as Middle East and Russia, which are regions that politically aren't very friendly to LGBT people. It's a very nice way to put it. I can't say about the people, but I can say about the government and like how they run the country, which can have an effect on people. So I'll be fair, I can't. So, but interesting choice. Like, next thought like comes up in my head, like, okay, so you're trying to what you're trying to point out is regions with people that are most likely going to be against LGBT, and I'm a member, I'm LGBT. So you're going to say that I'm going to work with people that are not going to respect me, and but I should just keep that stuff to myself. I mean, it's not like I'm going to say that I'm trans just because I'm working with someone, but I mean, which feels, it's just, yeah, I don't know. I'm still going to give it a try, but it's just the feelings I got from it. Putin loves his Transformers. Oh yeah. I mean, at least Putin is less homophobic and transphobic than Orban. No, Orban. Oh, I don't care about his name. It's Orban, who is the leader of Hungary, who outright banned. I've talked about that before, I think. Like how in EU you have the right to live and work anywhere in the EU, but some countries like Hungary makes it illegal as if you're LGBT to be shown or heard on TV or radio and stuff like that. Like, should that be legal in EU? Like purely from the right of you being able to work and live in any work and live, it goes together, in any EU country. Like, isn't that like preventing you from doing that? So that shouldn't be allowed, I think. And that has nothing to do with LGBT. That's just simply purely the person can't do a thing due to what they are, not what they choose to do. And I would say that about anything. But regardless. And then the final point, because of course there was one more point. The person said that they don't use pronouns. And that's like, most people who say that are transphobic. And like, those people are very vocal about not using or not wanting pronouns and stuff like that. And that gave me the, like, we refer to people by the first name. Okay, how are you going to say the sentence? If someone's going to say like, I talked to Evelyn and she said that she did something. Like, are you just going to repeat the name over and over again? Going to get kind of repetitive, isn't it? But I do have a relative that refuses to refer to me as any female terms. I have no problem referring to me as my name because it's my name, and anyone can be named anything. Names aren't gendered, according to that person's action at least. But they will refuse to refer to me as any gendered term. And again, it could be similar like that, like. And I'm really curious because that was, again, a thing the person said to me in solo. So I'm really curious. I'm really curious how it's going to work out. I hope it's going to be fine. And as said, I'm just overanalyzing the whole thing. Because the school I'm going to do have a policy also about just respect each other. So it's basically what you find on most of the rules of the streamers I like my stream and other streamers I interact with. Especially don't be any Don't act out any form of phobia. That kind of policy. As in, you don't have to like agree with anything or accept it in any way, but if you're going to be in chat, you have to like respect people. Yeah. Hi, hoi Ponfon. Hello. Welcome. So yeah. Thank you for the timer ups. Oh, it's a lovely bun. I am excited. I said in that tone. No, I'm excited about actually getting an internship. I was just talking about some tiny bit of red flags I had about the whole introduction to the internship, but those aren't like major things. It's just probably me just overthinking, overanalyzing our situation. But I'm going to hope to get. I still haven't received. I did receive from the organizer, who is not in the company, about that they are really interested in having me there. So that's a good thing that they really are interested. They really want me to be part of the team. So I really hope it's not going to be any issues. Because I really hope it's not just going to be a situation where like, yeah, we're not going to refer to you by any pronouns. What we're going to do with everyone else. Because that's disrespectful. Because that's a thing I've heard, and I should probably make that clear. That I've had people say like someone's like say the wrong pronoun, correct the right one, and then there's been someone who said like, well, you can just stick with all the they, or like they if it's English, but and like you can't do that. If to like that is disrespectful to use they, a person who doesn't go with they specifically because they are trans. Like that's just disrespectful. It is perfectly fine to use they as a pronoun to people in general, but it is specifically when you specifically do it to all trans people and no one else. That's when it comes to disrespectful. I mean, you might not do it in a disrespectful way, but it does comes across as I'm not going to respect your gender. Just as a heads up there, I guess. And there are people who go with they, and they you can call them they as much as you want, and it's not disrespectful because that's what they prefer. So don't get me wrong. I do not have they as the preferred pronoun. You can call me they if it's done in a general way. Like there's a lot of people on streaming because it's hard to know which pronoun people go on if it's just a random person in the chat. So a lot of people go with they to refer to me as streamers because they refer to everyone as they. Perfectly fine, unless they actually know the person quite well. Then they might use the preferred pronoun, and that's perfectly fine. I hope there's no misunderstanding here. Do y'all get paid for internship we are? I am doing the internship as part of the school. I'm getting paid for going to school, not for doing the internship. But the internship is obligatory, so yes and no, I guess. You use they when the person says so. Yes. When you are not sure of said person pronouns, yes. And cannot check with them at the time. Or like, for the flow of plenty of times. But not when you know the pronouns and you just don't want to use them. Well, yeah. But I would say on the last point, I think that's my personal opinion regarding me though. Or to me, I'm perfectly fine not using my preferred pronoun she, and instead using they, if you do that to everyone, you're choosing to just, you're not singling me out, which I mentioned before, that would be rude. But doing that to everyone because you just can't like it's too much to deal with. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. For example, this, one example I can think of is people who. Why does it feel like it's crashing in the most worst moment every time? Like it could have basically crashed any time during the day, but like it could crash any time, but it had to crash in the middle of a sentence, in the middle of when I was replying to a comment specifically. No, it could crash at any moment, but it had to crash that. What I was going to say was that, and also note that I completely forgot to increase the quality. I was going to say that there are people who speak languages where you don't have gendered pronouns. And when they speak a language with gendered pronouns, it is hard to use the correct one. They might know perfectly fine what someone's genders are and which to use, but it's in the flow of a conversation or whatever. It is hard to pick the right one because it's not something they've grown up with. And in that case, just doing the exact same as they do in their own language, use a gender neutral pronoun. It's just much easier. And choosing to use that for everyone. Therefore, they're not using a they to refer someone as they, even though the person doesn't go with it. The person is just using generic third person pronoun. It is not they, it's just a third person pronoun. It doesn't say anything about the person being referred to. And that's a distinction that I would say exists. And I wouldn't say that would be because I've seen people. I saw one person only that's wrote in their description that they are not a they and don't want to refer to as a they. Like, it is tricky because they mean so many things. Now I think I only refer to the person as the person. I don't think I refer to the person as something else in that sentence. But even if I did, I would use it in a generic third person pronoun kind of thing. I'm not specifying the gender of the person or anything like that. Anyway, which is what I'm trying to say. I think, yeah, I don't know. It is a complicated topic, I guess, because I feel like it thinks that like kind of need like I don't remember where's the last. Let's check the last day. Auto save and last actual manual save. This is quite far back. What's the manual save? I need to save more often. I feel like the water save should save a bit more often. There we go. Yeah, the water save is a bit newer. It didn't save these things I did there. Okay, now. So kind of yes and kind of no. I got it. Yeah. Yeah. very, yeah. Some think they should like it. Yeah. I say that. Yeah. The whole they pronoun is not super easy to see yes and no one. Like I do want to respect people's choices, but I do really think it's, what do you call it, a two-way street. Like for the sake of communication, I feel like you should be allowed, if you do it in a general sense for like everyone in general, maybe not for every single individual, maybe some people you choose to be more specific, but being able to just use a generic third person pronoun that doesn't convey any information about the person, which in English is they. And I don't know. That's my opinion. I'm still going to be respectful and do what people prefer to, but I still think, like, my opinion is still that there should still be the option to use it without saying anything about the person, only referring to the person. But yeah, but that doesn't mean I'm going to do something that people don't like. So don't get me wrong. But yeah, I had to refresh by having a good. Yeah, this Twitch is Twitch, but that was because the computer crashed actually. So Twitch didn't crash, but Twitch also has some issues too. I think the important thing is, so long as you are not trying to single someone. Yeah, exactly. The most important thing is not be rude. That goes at the top. Hello, Marshall Silver. Chili, you mean like chili dogs? Well, I guess you can make chili dogs out of that if you put it in a dog. No, wait. In a hot dog. I'm with you on this, makes sense. Yeah, I think I'm trying to be reasonable at least, but also I do want to do as people prefer as well. So now I need to open up all the stuff again. And now it doesn't have annoying. This isn't even my computer. I would like to buy my own computer and like not have it crash. That would be nice. Thank you for that, pets. I've been speaking to people who speak languages that don't have gender pronouns, and for some people it's really hard to get the right gender one. So, it is interesting to how different some languages are. Well, the annoying part is that I changed the settings for the blurry brush, but that doesn't save when everything crashes. Because that's an issue with Clip Studio. It doesn't save anything except the document when you press save. If you change anything in the program, it doesn't save anything until you close it. So if you, for example, make a palette, which I have here, so after I make a palette, I close the program just to save the palette, and I think that's just so silly. And even big programs like Photoshop also does not save the settings. You can go into settings, change them, press OK. It does not save the settings until you close it. And I find that ridiculous. Shouldn't you save it when I press OK? But however, in Clip Studio, you can go to settings and then you can reset the settings, which they say this you can't undo it, which I guess technically is correct. But you can force close the program, not close it properly, and then your settings will be back because it never saved. So what they could have, if they're not going to save your settings when you press OK, they could have a button in the settings like you revert to default setting or revert to last time you closed the software, or revert to the last start of the software, whichever way they want to phrase that. So they could do that. No, it's chilly. And in general, software also have an issue. I think Photoshop does it correctly. But it's an issue with plenty of software where when it saves, it deletes the old file and then starts saving a new file. That means that if it's during the save crashes, all your work is gone. That's what I think Photoshop is doing correctly. So if you save over a file, it saves it as a completely new file, and when it's done saving, it then deletes the old file and renames the new file, so you never lose it. So even if it crashes during the save, you still have the old file left. If it crashes, if it's in that moment, it deletes the old file and renames the new file. If it were to crash between that, then you don't have the old file, but you still have the new file, but just with the wrong name. So you haven't lost anything. I don't know if exactly it's doing that way, but I like the proper way of doing it. More software needs to do that. I'm criticizing software. I like criticizing software. There's so much things software could do better. I should be the quality insurance for companies. I should test to make sure that the software is behaving correctly. Like how software should use the system formats for stuff. Because just because the software is in a different language doesn't mean I want all the formats to be different. It would be very convenient if all the formats are the same between all the software. Just because the software is only available in German and another software is only available in English, that doesn't mean that the way it displays numbers should change between them. That should just be handled by the system. But maybe that's just me. Because when I'm working on software, I don't really care what language the software is in. But when the software gives me information, I do want the software to give me the information the same way every single time. But it is interesting to having like an Australian software. That then uses, like, the most annoying thing is software that forces like a date format instead of reading system date format. Because then the software can just, especially when it writes it down numerically. I do have an Australian software that uses the US date format numerically, which is why I mentioned Australian, but which, like, well, it's Australian, so I would assume it is Australian format, but it isn't. And it's not my format. I use the ISO format. Is that avoids any ambiguity. So whenever you see the ISO format, it could also be because it's hard coded into software, because that also happens time. But I don't know. But I do know when it's hard coded in different formats. And I don't want the format to change just because the language of software is different. It's very inconvenient for me. Another soft, like Blender, for example, is developed in the Netherlands. But it's kind of hard to tell when using the software because they follow the US standards for a lot of things. Not any Dutch or European standards, so. Doesn't affect most of the usage of the program, so it's not really causing any hindrance. But what I do find interesting is Japanese developers who only speak Japanese that makes their game for Japan and nowhere else still using the US date format. I find that very strange. Like, they are developers. Shouldn't they be the most who are for the ISO format, which is the order Japan uses, the year, month, day order, because it's a very smart way to organize your files and stuff. Because sort them alphabetically, they're sorted in order of date. I know some people say, well, just sort them by the date, creation date. That doesn't work if you didn't create it on the dates it's supposed to represent, which might be most of the time that it actually is created on the date it's supposed to represent. But if you copy these files to a new drive, they might get the creation date as the date you copied them, and now it's ruined. Or sure, you could also, because you could try to use like the last date changed, but you might change something in the file on a date after the date is supposed to be, because you had to change some or something in it for some reason. Could be any reason. And now we can't sort it by that either. Therefore, it's the most reliable to always write the date on the file, year, month, day, to ensure that you sort them alphabetically, and it will just work. It might be hard to see, but these file size save that way. I can get like a date when I started working on the files. I'm just talking about random stuff now. So yeah, so that's why I find it odd for a game developer to. What I do find kind of weirder, I guess, is when it's like a development software. No, it should be like that, yeah. Of some sort. I think like, I'm not sure if it's Java or PHP or something, but they have like a function which allows you to specify a date, and you have to specify the date. Thank you for following the star glitcher. You specify the date by writing month, day, year, hour, minute, second. But it's programming. Why wouldn't you put it year, month, day? Does that make more sense? Like if you're working with like logs and stuff. I mean, seeing like a programmer shouldn't really be like this is code by programmers for programmers. I just find it interesting. Something. Oh, touching tummy. Say you're having a slumber party. Oh, I see. Now we're getting interesting questions here. I want to be on a slumber party. What do you mean? We need to arrange a slumber party. And you're only allowed to invite 2 girls or 2 boys. Which do you choose? Okay, well, what's the activity at the... Well, I already said that I wanted to have Orimi in there. But what's the activity at the slumber party? Party. What are we doing? Orimi is 26% cute. Oof. Orimi likes to be not cute. Okay, I will do white. Was it like 35? 35? Something like that. Okay, I think I want to erase is from the mask. You're playing a game of Strip Twister. Wait, if you fail, I haven't played Twister in forever, but it doesn't look like the most exciting game, to be honest. Strip Monopoly. You can sell your clothes for money. I don't know. Maybe 2 girls, so I can have a girls' party. That sounds fun. Okay, so here are the ears. Eels. Okay, what's the color of the eels? I guess I'll pick this color. What you gonna do? Stop me? Wait, that didn't make sense in sentence. So I can't go. No! What do you mean special guest? Orimin is always allowed to go. It's weird. Come, maybe. Maybe I shouldn't say that. Okay, I'll say go instead. Well, don't worry, Orimian. That's just a hypothetical scenario that won't happen. We'll make your own slumber party. I'll wear a night gown. Night. Oh, okay. Oh, I can't write because it's outside. Perfect. Yes, this is how you do it. I will wear a nightgown. You will wear a nightgown. It will be perfect. I think we're going to have a perfect time. I haven't been to a party in a long time. I'm a lonely bunny. But things might change while I actually in a party. Smaller parties, nothing any major. Not that I'm too interested in it anyway. But with Orimian, we could probably arrange stuff. I wonder if this is correct. It's a touchy song again. I don't remember if it was this song. Or if I had 2 touch songs. Because I'm bad at remembering stuff. Oh. I didn't get this one as part of the mask. Now it is part of the mask. No, it wasn't this song because it's only about the other person touching him. I guess I have two touch songs then. Because now I can't even remember how the other song goes. So that's the first part. Do-do-do. Hello, Pottery girl. You wanna go on a slumber party with me? I'm just being silly now. I'll wear a cute nightgown. Nice, shiny, smooth. Okay, this is this part. And inside here are hearts. Or butts. No, hearts. One said butt. Morning liquor. Oh my. I might have misheard that though. But oh no. What am I saying but again? Okay, what is what? So on these things on the outside here, it's a bit dull looking. I guess that's gonna look at two pictures at the same time. So maybe they are exaggerated in color wise on one of them just to show where the colors go. But it doesn't show the colors accurately. That might be what's going on there. Oh, purple is a default. YC. Wait, is the I guess the in okay. Okay then. And these should also be colored. Gone too high. Yeah. Are you sure this is correct? I want to think about it. This part should probably be there. There. Now the rest of these should be colored. All the way down. So very cheap. I know a lot of that will be covered up by the just glow. There we go. So much details. I do feel like for this one. I'm going to copy this color. Yep, color. And then I'm going to do a gradient. But I smell nice. Smell like a dog. Hope I'm seeing weird things again. And then I kind of want something for the whole body as well. Maybe I go with... No, maybe I go with that one actually. Ads. Okay, short moment of ads. Actually, I should check if there's food or something. Okay, sausage. Um, let's increase that one. Okay, backpack. Okay, I'll do this. I'll do it properly this time. Okay, no mistakes this time. No mistakes, and I have immediately fallen. Making animal noise. Oh yes, what was Mr. Pokemon's big discovery? Bonbon handing the mystery egg to Professor Elm. This is just a chicken egg. I have been thinking to have Dreambot save the whole chat. Okay, there we go. Check. Okay, this time I will kill it. I guess I answered that question by the way. That was an interesting question. Oops. Interesting question. Yeah, maybe okay, I'll put two on top of each other. I need to remove the old one. Let's then change it to white. Add free. Add free. Not rolling it. And here I want to like that. So this one I should invert. And then set this right. Oh, wait. But I also need okay, can I layer firstborn is a layer. Why is the regular layer folder button not doing that? Where's the
Hey man, what you say? I can hear you thinking, man.
Quite brightness opacity? There we go. Found it. Then it's just like saturation, color, no, brightness, hue. Okay, that's then I set this to ads. I still haven't colored the froggy frog. As in froggy. Froggy is the froggy frog. The froggy can stay underwater indefinitely. Froggy can stay underwater definitely. Is it as a joke? Because if you can do something indefinitely, you can definitely do. Pon. With your silliness as usual. But I added the eye as well. What does the eye look like? The eye has this as the back in color. Boop. Then there's an eye details inside it. That's great. That is a layer. Okay, so I'll create the basic eye. And then I can choose where he will look. Froggy Sahi. Function. I'm pretty sure. I remember that correctly. And lay goes with whatever. Can't use the wrong pronoun. Speaking of before about accidentally use the wrong pronoun, can't do that with lay. And that's pretty cool. I think lay is the only one I know that goes with any pronoun. And I think I could be wrong, but I feel like I've heard Froggy like switch around the pronouns. Normal Froggy tends to speak to Lay directly, so first person, second person, actually. Froggy is the first person. But a few times I've heard Froggy mention Lay. I'm not sure, I could be wrong, but I feel like Froggy has used a bit different. But I could be wrong about that. But that would be a fun thing though. Because you can never be wrong. Like, yeah, just doing whatever. Making it yeah, I don't need. No. We should obviously not make fun of it, so don't get me wrong. Oh yeah. I typically refer to Lay with the that's me. That doesn't mean you have to. That is the nice thing. You can just choose. What is the approach like? Oops. Oh, he's escaping. Maybe. How does it look? There's some shine. Shine on the eye. Whoa. Oh, the eye disappeared. Maybe not. That works. Daily fruit for 20 socks. And it's a pineapple. Hello. Do you like how this is looking? I should add Froggy. It's Froggy. Froggy the Frog. I like saying Froggy, it's fun. Froggy is a fun name. Lee has an okay name. No, Leia has a nice name. I think Lee works well. I think Lay for a mermaid is sounds nice. I'll apply that, and that. Very darkened, so So maybe I don't do that. Or I do that. But then what I do whoa. Just want to copy that one. Let's kind of see what I'm doing here. I'll grab all of them, move it over here, lower it. Maybe we can touch one. Like that. That should override. Well, the spots should probably be. Set this back to what it was before. I should move the spots below like this. Oh, there. Hello, hello. Is that a froggy or is it a toad? It's a tomato. Oh, it says tomato, so I assume it's tomato. Tomato. So, and I should add some just regular shading. Classic old shading. Or should I do new fresh shading? Can I make the... Wait. If I do thin and if I do hard... Okay. We'll go back to here. Okay, if I make this one larger... It's doing... If I lower that... I wish I could... Is it like a blur? Density... Wait. Okay. Color dip anti-air light. Brush tip thickness. No, that's... Wait, it's not. Oh, wait, it shows up there. I have a settings page here so you can see the settings. How are you tonight? Pun. It is... Tonight. It is not tonight until it's 24 according to TLDR in Sweden. Speaking of tomato, I'm hungry. Yeah, I should probably have food. Maybe I get food in the next ad break. Brush density. Now I want to bring a frick. Not stroke. Then we should talk in texture. I want like blurriness. Is that not? There should have blur. I guess there's no blur. Oh well. I guess there isn't a blur. There's thickness. And density. Just really... It's not really blurry, but it's something. When it says underwater and underwear are kind of similar to each other. It's like lay underwater. Sometimes when I see that, I read this underwear. But that's not what it says. I guess I have underwear in my bind all the time. No surprise. No surprise there, Pon. What is that supposed to mean? Should I'm obsessed with underwear? Just because I wear underwear every day? Okay, I feel like berry. But maybe another. Maybe it's a bit. No, I mean, don't worry. But in that case, it might need to shrink. Oh wait, no, what's going on here? I'm not reading chat. Is that why are you punishing me for not reading chat? No, Plonfon is a frog. A frog with green underwear, with green body. Did you put me in green? It matched my underwear? I mean, you said it was because it was a frog. To make me a frog, but you know, still. I guess I always assume there's alternative motives here. You never know with these people. Good, my mermaidness is back. Oh, cucumber for the white cat. I hope you like your cucumber. Wait, where's the streaks? Oh, the shadows needs to be like this here. There. The shadows should always be above the streaks, otherwise that's weird physics. Glowing streak. I guess it's neat. Not sure if I'm doing the shading good here. What I should probably do is specifically hair, make it thick, in here too. Spending your points I see on valuable things such as touching my tummy. He's singing about you should give you a chance to get away there. Don't miss your chance because you will have your best of times. Your best time in life. What should I do shading on like that? I don't know, boobs. Don't have much experience with them. Neither drawing nor having. But one day maybe. Hopefully. There's been a bit. Gosh, in a mess. And gosh, that bit's messy. How does shading work? I don't know. I'm just adding it everywhere. So I'm getting attacked again. Just adding shading everywhere. Getting attacked by plushies. Trade. Welcome, Neville. Katritaya. Welcome. Thank you so much for reading in. I really appreciate it. Funny raid. I follow the smell of funny. Do I smell that much? But welcome, welcome. I'm Conton the Bonbon. I'm doing some art of Friendly and Froggy. And I'm experimenting with shading. I do not have much experience with shading, so I'm still learning. But what were you two up to? Now it only did the one shout out because it can't handle two. And maybe it does do the second one, we'll see. Maybe it does handle two. Danish Faye, Katritaya, Neville, Squirrel Mom. Can't remember. Right, oh my hiccups. Cut speak. Fun fact. Oh, I like fun facts. Let's see. Play also before that you were playing PlayTap. I've seen some PlayTap. It does look interesting, and playing multiplayer does sound like a fun idea. I think I saw someone actually play multiplayer. I think it's like best play multiplayer, not the easiest, but best played. I assume you had a great time. Let's see what he said. Fun fact. The saying "take you down the rabbit hole," which is not a saying I'm familiar with, has drastically different meanings depending on the company you keep. Well, you can get down my rabbit. Fun. Whoa, bunny bear raid. Oh yeah. Bunny and it's like bunny bear. Wait. No, bunny and bear, exactly. Combined bunny bear. Both are just as cute. I did not come in with the raid. Oh. Well, hello. Anyway. You are right. But there was a lot of people coming in from the raid. But anyway, Squirrel. Welcome. No, this is not what we do when you have a lot of guests here. They are being inappropriate. Thank you so much for the follows as well. Stream was fun and chaos. Yeah, that game can be chaotic. Good times had by all. I gotta go though. I need food. Yeah, I do need to get some food myself as well. Oh, it's only been a half an hour since I checked last. So maybe need to wait more. But yes, do get your food that you need. It means to either go into an ADHD hyperfixation, like detail on a subject, or however us degenerates it. I'm not familiar, like I do know some about it, ADHD, but I'm not like fully familiar with everything that goes into it. So yeah. So if that's like a saying that is used in like among people, well, it would also be like a English language saying. I'm less so familiar with those. So there's also like the language that comes with it. I think I need to make the shading a bit softer overall. But as I said, I'm still testing things out. You have to try things for the first time if you're going to try things. Obviously, you can always try things a while, but if you're going. But at some point, I'd like to say that there has to be a first thing at some point. I mean, you can avoid it completely at all times. But if I should presumably going by that you're not going to avoid it, then you have to do it for the first time at some point. Yeah, I have had fun making. Why did it go so sharp when I made it so small? I've had really fun making this artwork, and Lei is going to be very happy. And shading, I'm going to make much softer at the end. This is just for the what's that shading here too? This is just for the so I can see what I'm doing. I really need to make this softer. Can I go to settings here and where's the density? Wait, I should have that density. Oh yeah, density. Let's bring that up. Maybe that one should be affected already, but let's do that. Yeah, that works. That works. Finished. Doing whatever. Cat girl. Bikini. Cat girl of a bikini. Let's see. What's this button do? Oh, it makes the bunny cuter. Oh, the bikini, yeah. I think the bikini is really cute. I hope you like it. It's a common English expression. Oh, I see. Not common enough for me to be familiar with it, apparently. Anyone here who use it regularly? I wonder if it's like... I mean, I would assume there's also like regional differences in how common it is. Maybe I've not talked to people from regions that use it. I don't know. Another fun fact. Oh yeah, I like fun facts. Do you want to know some fun facts? Another fun. Wait. Blowing $20 can also have a drastically different meaning depending on the company. Yes. I think I've heard that expression before. I don't use it in bucks though. I guess some people use bucks as a general term, so I guess you can use bucks for any currency. No, you gotta use the term spend if you're going to talk about the Swedish one. What's a cognate? Is there an English? Oh, I have to check that now. Spend is the Swedish word used to refer to Swedish money. It's unknown origin, but it could refer to the German word Spenne, which means money, which does make sense, or it could refer to the English word spend. Which does make sense too, because spending money, you're just spending. However, it's not certain where it comes from. The German word Spenne is related to the English word spoon. So, not sure that turned out. So, got any spoons? Blowing 20 spoons. So, an actual fact. Wait, have you made everything up now? That I tend to get the reply, why and how do you know that? You can substitute eggs with the same amount of blood when baking cookies. I think I've heard that one before. Eggs and bread. The eggs or blood have similar consistency when heated and give the same amount of protein. But it's a joke. But weren't they? So they aren't actually saying. But blowing $20 is a saying, right? I mean, it's a fact, right? I mean, they're still facts. I mean, they're a joke, but they're still facts. Whatever. You want to know a fact? Or I guess it's a question. I asked it last stream, I think, but I never got an answer. It was the thank you for the headpads. I'm a cat girl. It's the which country has the highest speed limit on public roads? And obviously, the reason why it's a question in the first place is because it's a trick question. Important trick question. So, but as far as I know, someone could correct me if they actually know some country that has a high speed limit. But do you want to even guess? Although I already say it. Also, the blood thing, it doesn't change the taste on the baked goods. That one is a bit tricky to believe. I can't say wrong. But it is a bit tricky to believe. I gotta try it. I mean, you must be able to buy like pig's blood or something. There's still, that is an ingredient in some food, so. Is it specified what kind of blood or like blood in general? Mammal blood. Germany, there is no speed limit. Auto bean. No, auto ban. There you go. That is incorrect. Germany does not have the highest. Unless there's like a sign somewhere in Germany that I don't know about. No, we didn't. We checked that. No, I think we checked that and it's not true. Or maybe it was true. I don't remember. Maybe I did check that, but I don't remember. No, I don't remember anyway. No, it is not Germany because no speed limit is not a speed limit. You see, that is why it's a tricky question. High speed limit. I guess technically the correct way I can say it is base speed. Highest base speed, which is a different question, I know, is Saudi Arabia because they have a base speed of 160, which is very high. And that's why it's a trick question. Okay, wish this one as well. I'll disable all of these. Oh no, it looks silly. Enable all of it. Oh yeah. But then I should make this shadow. Human blood. Oh, I can't do that. Pork and calf blood works better. Okay, that shouldn't be too tricky to get them. Japan has minimum speed limits. Yeah, but that's not maximum speed limit. I think it's the well, it is English. Here's a fun fact: the English name for that road is motorway, because Germany, along with a lot of other countries, are following the Vienna Convention, and therefore you classify a road. Now I'm going to draw this sign because that's the benefit of having a drawing software. I can actually draw this sign. The sign is tall, usually. There are some that are square. And then you have it is shown as a bridge. And then you have two parallel roads that are separated. I don't know, it's just going on the other side. That goes between that. There we go. That's the sign. This is the classification of motorway. The English term is motorway. The German term is Autobahn. Autobahn, I guess. German would, in German is Autobahn for that type of road, and you would use that term regardless of the country you're talking about. And in English, you would, if you want to speak properly, you would use the term motorway, talking about that type of road, regardless which country it is in. Because if you're going to use the native term for it, I mean, for one, in Austria, it's also called Autobahn, because they also speak German. But, like, what are you going to call it when you're talking about the Polish one or the Slovak one? It's easier to just call it a motorway. So, anyway, that's fun pun's reflection over linguistics. Sometimes people just say things that. So, look interesting like that. But yeah. I've personally passed the speed board here in South Africa with my speed 180. Oh, well, in that case, you actually find a physical one in real life. It was a legal one, right? It wasn't like a fake one. Because in that case, there is a high one, and I will update my facts accordingly. That's why I said I had to change it last minute to base speed. Yeah, because the temporary speeds can be higher than the base speeds. Temporary speed in Sweden, no, the base speed in Sweden is 110, but the highest speed is 120. On public roads, because obviously have like racetracks where there's no speed limit, but obviously we can't count that. And yeah, the trick question was because I said speed limit. No limit is no limit. But I guess I will update that. The highest speed limit is South Africa with 180. So it's 80 plus. Yeah. It says so in the rules. Did you not read the rules? I mean, if you're on mobile, you can't read the rules again, but you know. Wait, why do I have 5? I need to take that. 18 plus strain, yes. 18 plus chance. I has to have didn't you already do that? It's in a northern Cape province, close to the town Van Runstorp. I did, but has ADHD squirrel brain. Yeah, it's very. I can't remember the rules of it anyway. I do wish. I do wish that Twitch had like an 18 plus tag on streams while you're in chat and everything. Like someone in chat like it says like this is a Twitch tag. Can you say like 18 plus stream? Anyway, that's good enough. Now I want to think. Interestingly, it only fixed that. I didn't do anything. There's this. And then I multiply it. There. I just need a background. These are the characters and a background. Let's see. Remember chat, using hot sauce as a replacement for leave is a terrible idea. It's hot, but not in a good way. Well, I mean, that was a tame joke compared to what other people have made. I'm not much for dirty jokes though, personally. But that's me. The van reigns in the dark. What's the difference between O and A? How much inches? I don't know. What? What did I... Anyway, you kind of lost me there. Moving on. I need to look up references to... Oh, now you're going. I think that term is fine. Oh, don't you nuts, but they are not nuts. It is just an ordinary blowjob. Well then. Anyway. I gotta remember these. Yeah, you should. They're not for me. I'm not much for the kind of jokes. So... Kinda lost me on it, but it's okay. I don't need to enjoy every joke. I'm a bunch of jokes masquerade as a squirrel on the window. Well, yeah. Of course. Let's see, if I do... Okay. I did not mean to use that one. No, I want something... This is a bit too teal. Something more like that. And this one doesn't have to be too dark. That's probably more what I'm looking for, but let's mix it anyway. Now, as an effect I could apply is kind of like bubbles ish, because I had this spray here. Currently does this. This is a bit too much. Like makes it large, but no, and then I like that. But it does. This is the smallest density. You can increase the density, but you can't reduce the density. You can't do less than this. And that's annoying. Like I said, it's like 0. It's still it refuses to go down below 1. Which is a problem because I just want a few, a tiny bit. This program is too restrictive. Why can't I just reduce it to 0? Why does it have to be like this? Oh well. What did the fish say when it hit the wall? What do you call a calf wearing a bow tie? So sophisticated. I'm tired. Someone dehydrated, I missed it. I need a sound on that one. Gotta go bonus 5%, okay. What do you call it? Cheap circumcision. Sorry, both. Dream about had enough of that one. Yeah, I call circumcision awful and horrible. That's me. Just brush density. I didn't do anything. Brush just make them transparent. That's not what I want. I just want less of them. I want less of them. Oh, I guess I can't do it then. Due to the destruction of the software. That's bad. That's going to be like that. Let's do that. Do. No, but you know, considering the circumstances. I think it's just awful. And then I could do like maybe I do. Let it come up. It's cold here, yeah. It's kind of awkward when, like, I'm not against sex jokes, but it's also awkward when a new person comes in and goes on about sex jokes. It's not the first time that happened, and it will not be the last. But I typically don't show up again, probably because I'm not. They're not really like. Yeah, I'm not really being enjoyed by the jokes. And they're probably like, yeah, don't want to stay here. This bunny's not entertained. And yeah, I'm sorry. I don't like sex jokes. I mean, I mean, there are good sex jokes that fit me, but not. Those didn't get me though. Uh, I think this one is the one I want. Yep. When I say cold, I mean in the house it's freezing. Why is it freezing in the house? Isn't it like late summer for you at this point? Because his summer started like half a year ago. No, his summer starts in February. Kind of like joke. I wouldn't expect it to be cold. Maybe I should make this white. And the reason for white, why not changing? Because I have the wrong one selected, that's why. White. Oh, that also allows me to see. There. And then I set this to subtract. Which I always can't find. I think I wanted to. What's the. That looks interesting. Maybe I need to make it black. Ads. Okay, I should check on the food. And then I have to continue with this. Give me a moment. No, now I remember what I need. Okay, anyway, be right back.
Well, that was something. How many points do you give that trick? That timing. Did you see? Yeah, it was this thing. Did you see that timing? Wow. Bunnies! Bunnies attacking bunnies! Just like that.
Okay, there we go. Back to Earth. So. Okay, and I remember what I set it to red. Wait, what's the. Huh? Oh, it's because I still have this name. It's just. And then I set it to saturation. That's what I did. I don't think that works. It's the way I want it. Oh, neat effect. Okay, if I make this blue instead. Anyway. That's the way. Cover of the car song. Okay, of course it's a cover. That's the one I want. I want to copy the whole folder. So this is about 5. Was it about 5, not 50? But okay, I need to see. I wanted to blur it out. Okay. Here's the my bang. Then I guess I'll do one more gradient effect here. I'll set the wrong one. Although I might want to change this for inverse. Actually, like that. Yeah. Well, I'll do. I didn't add the bumbles I wanted to add. But probably. I don't know which I trying to add bumbles is like. I wish I had a tool for it. Do I have that? Could also make a bubble doing it this way. But the inverse of that. But limited to us. Okay, okay. I don't like how I can't choose to. So I think more like that. Wrong way around. There we go. Now take this one. And then I must edit capacity. Oh, it should be like that. I had the right way around. Version opacity. There. Okay. Let me start. I will all have the same look, all of them. Then I will just change the size of them only. Come on. I'll just robot it. Wait, you're not changing size. That's fine. I don't know, his bubble effect is too strong or something. There's one thing I could do about that, actually. Because yeah, Charge it looked a bit too strong. I have a solution. Of course, this is the mode because I usually lost. I'll do that. But I need to invert it because this program is inverted for some reason. And boom. And then I can do that. I'm here. Hello, Icky. Very late, but hello. Coming here at the very end when I'm kinda basically done with the artwork and ready to. Because I'm starting to be hungry. Probably call it for the day. No. What does it feel so gray? Oh, what do you mean it's 13 points? Did I change it again? I think I forgot about it. Yep, I forgot to change it. I'll enable it now. Every time it crashes, I have to manually say that the stream is running. Because I still haven't figured out how to get it to realize the stream is running after... because it triggers on the stream starting. It does not trigger on the stream continuing. So... And I keep forgetting that I have to set that manually. Damn. It's been disabled since the crash happened. But anyway, here's your drawing. I will export this one. And I feel finished. Let's pull this one. Full. Prepare. Post it. We go through the process. Process. Unless there's something else I should add. I don't think so. I don't think I'm happy with that. And some people have been waiting for quite a long time. I mean, I did start that one for how long ago? Oh, I started in February. Oopsie. On 2 days, 3 months ago. Yeah. It happens. Oh, forget anything about Froggy? Or Lay? It's okay. I spent so long on this. I just need to say that I'm done with it. Sometimes even though sometimes you can just continue forever. Sometimes you just have to say no. This is enough. That's enough. Don't have to continue this forever. So what would the tags be? Mermaid, frog, underwater, seashell, rock. How many tags is this? Because I can have 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Don't know. I guess I'm gonna pink as a tag. Pink. So much pink in the drawing. Let's post this then. Cause why not? Upload. I have this one open. I'm a magical girl. I am magical. Post. Oh, why did I close that one? Upload. Okay, so now I need to go to the file I want to post, which is of course the artwork that I cropped to the ratio I like. But it needs a name. What would you call an artwork like this one? Mermaid and frog? Reference to mermaid frog. Bit boring, I don't know. Maybe I'll send them. No, I didn't send a message. I should have sent. I started working on it. Mermaid and frog underwater. Underwater. There we go. C is a time. Maybe I should use C as a time. Good. And it's here. I understand the limiting number of tag you can post, but sometimes I feel like I could. Sometimes I wish I could post a few more tags. Wait a second. Where frog on the water? Fan art for link. Bear frog. Now I want to change. There we go. Bear and frog. Why is it? No, what's going on? mer, and frog. For merfrog featuring the mermaid playing the frog. I really like mermaids. Especially mermaids when facial bronze. A hug. Leaving his butt by where her space is enjoy. Lay nor followers. Full length stop. So I wanted to take the opportunity to draw its facial system. I guess that's it, really. Not very complicated. I just need to copy over the description to every site and then use different systems. I wish there was like a place I could write my own code for that actually. Well, I write the code and it will just generate the code for me for each of the sites. But at least some sites use the same code, so I can just reuse it. Man, frog. Man, frog. Like that, and then I just copy the title. That's pictures and titles. Interesting. Right? Let's see they're having it. General. Visual art. Wait, no, wait. Merfrog wouldn't. Does let me check. Is is mermaid. Ah. Because it's a mermaid and it's also a frog. Would it fit on for affinity? I mean, I could post it, see what's happening. Multiple characters. They're not a specific gender. Okay, this one is. That's one done, that's one done. This one done. And I just have to build this one out with artist Pon, not Pop. Male and. Well, I guess it would fall on the female on this side. Because it's character's female, I think. Looks quite thinky. Mermaids under the water. Technically, the mermaid inside the water at the moment. Well, I guess there is water above the mermaid. There's also water underneath the mermaid. Okay, so it's mermaid. And there's frog. Like pink body, yellow hair, I guess blonde hair, pink hair, green body. Facial bra. Thank you for 7 reps. Yeah, I'm not so happy with the face. But everything else is fine. The water to the large from this year. They have also other factors like aspect ratio, but they don't like my aspect ratios. They don't. The aspect ratio this picture isn't available on the site. And if I add it here, then it may fit. So I'm not going to add it in. Does it call on the? I guess pink hair because it fades to pink as well. I guess. I guess that's fine. I don't have to specify everything. But I should add. I should add the links though. Oh. Now stats, and there we go. Now I'll publish it. Hopefully I didn't forget that, see. Oh, these fish. That's one, yeah. There we go. With that published, post on server 2. Your art and creations. I feel like I'm done with that, and then I should we find someone? Oh yeah, it was I made a role which is like artwork. I keep forgetting to use it. I'll keep forgetting to ping those that have that. Who has that artwork tag anyway? I can check it. Roles. Artwork. 6 people actually. Oh, me. I'm one of them. So 5 other people. So yeah, there we go. I should definitely start using it because I added it. So you can get alerted. If you're not super active on the server or my streams, you can at least get alerted when a new drawing is made. Because you might still want to see those. So, now, since that is done, I would like to go and visit someone and say hello. And the schedule is not proper. I'm doing like streams whenever. As of now. Bunny. So, we should go and say hello. I don't know how hungry I should probably just leave and eat something. Someone is playing. Did we raid the Purple Dog before? Because they are streaming Fire 2 Gateway to Glimmer with a twist. The twist is that yeah, we did raid not too long ago. Now that I'm saying the twist, right? I don't remember. Don't remember. vocal was rare anyway. Good stream, had fun. Good. Fine. Thank you for being here, little girl. Appreciate it. Because I do want to, like, it's not really the same person over and over, but the purple dog is very happy. Has been going 2 hours, but still. Getting close to the end, but I think they will play all 3 games. So even if the game is finished, maybe the third game will be played. Regardless, let's go there and say hello. It's a dragon. It was for the purple dog, I mean the Spire mod. Since they are playing the mod. Oh, they're playing a mod on PlayStation 1. They're therefore not using the mod I made. But I might play more Reignited in the future. But that's fine. For now, we should. Do I use that set mod? Nope. I kinda went over that, sadly. Unfortunately. That is what it is. But grab some peas. Aside from that, I don't know. Yeah, let's just raid it. Cut it short.